Today's video is about a quick story which you might relate to yourself as well. For example, when I was in high school, my mom used to say, "Oh, this is probably the hardest part. If you go through it, it will be good for you." Then comes the higher studies, then comes the college and things like that, and keep going on in my life. And now I realize that things cannot get easier as you grow. It all about how you see things. And one of the aspects of life why people keep saying that now this is the hardest part, this is the hardest part, because they don't want you to be get burned out during the process. Now this is I call just pass through the entire journey without getting burnout. But I think in real life, in modern life, it is very important to understand that what are the things which are not true when it comes to burnout. And today I'm going to share what I feel from my experience, what are the things you might be ignoring, and that is what I'm going to cover today. Welcome to Money Mindset and More. And let me go through the areas which I have felt in my life actually are not true, but most people still say that if you do these things you might be doing, you might not be getting burned out. And the first one is you just have to work less. Now, I don't think so. Working less or working more is linked directly with burnout. If you are doing something meaningful, probably you can do work for days without getting burned out. But if you are doing meaningless jobs, you are undervalued, you are working in a toxic environment. Even going to office itself might be a burnout. Even going into a, let's say, a simple family gathering is a burnout if there is a toxic environment. So, relating burnout to a shorter or smarter work cycle, that's not true. So, you have to figure out what are the important things in your, let's say, in your personal life or professional life, and then get through it. One thing I do every single day is that I try to achieve something meaningful for myself in first 2 to 3 hours of my day. It can be anything, it can be professional, it can be personal. That gives me a sense of achievement, and then the days goes through the way it should be, or maybe not in your way. But that is something you can try yourself as well. Another thing, most people keep sharing that take a vacation and feel refreshed. In my experience, most people when they take vacation and they come from it, they actually need more rest and they feel more tired after coming from vacation. The reason is very simple. You are taking vacations, going away from certain things. Actually, those things are not going away. You are just delaying those things for probably a week or two, a month. Rather than doing that, you should take vacation for sure. Rather than taking vacation for your burnout to be resolved, you should take regular breaks. I would say during entire month, entire week, entire day. It should not happen that your entire week is packed and you are taking rest on weekend, or you are working whole day 18 hours and then taking rest in the night. It should be based upon your personal priorities and your personal things which you are supposed to be doing. If you want to take a midday break, I will say that take it. I can take break anytime whenever I want, and I don't put that as a timer that okay, this is the time I have to take break. If I feel that, I just go and take a break. And that's the approach you should also try and see if it works for you. Another critical myth is that if you love your job, you will not burn out. That is not true at all. I am in new business development, new sales, marketing, and all those things. And I love my job. Whatever job you will offer me, I'll not take it. Still, there are phases when I get burned out because you will be running on, let's say, $100 million deal. You work for 9 months, you lost. What else? You have to start from scratch again. All those things creates a lot of stress and burnout. What does it mean that I need to find another job because I don't love it? Just because I lose a deal doesn't mean that I don't love my job. So linking it with burnout is not good idea. You should always try to figure out what are the balances, what are the self-care you have to take, whether your own habits and characteristics are aligned with the job which you are doing. If you do that, probably you will not feel burnout or may not be feeling extended burnout because of something happened which is not in line with your expectations. So extremely important. Another one is people used to say burnout is your problem, it's not others problem. Actually, that is also not true. If you are in a, if I consider a corporate job and you are trying to do everything yourself, you are trying to do everything in perfect way, if you're trying to if you have opinion on everything in your company or everything which others do as well, ultimately is going to be burned out. You have to learn how to delegate, you have to learn how to trust others, you have to learn how to let things go if it's not going your way, and then keep moving forward. Those are the things you need to figure out. You need to develop positive environment around you rather than create negativity, and you come on a call and people start thinking that, oh well, now this person is here, what we should be doing and things like that. So also you should ask for help from your mentors, peers, and see what they can do to help you out from certain things. Another key thing which I covered at the start of this video as well, just push through it and it will go through. That is not true. You will have a severe health consequences if you try to push through the burnout if you are in a job or something like that, even in personal life. Never try to do that. It You will develop symptoms which will last for a very long time. I had one, and I'm telling from my experience, you should never push through burnout. No money is worth your health. It is absolutely proven. I can share from my experience. Never compromise on your health based on monetary gain or something material gain which can be replaced by anybody or anything. Definitely focus on those things first rather than pushing through it. Another thing you will keep hearing from people, especially from top management, that if you are burned out, then you are not strong enough to do these roles and jobs. Again, these are not truth at all. All the top performers, better people in the world, they have a balanced approach. They have their boundaries, they have their priorities fixed, and that is what you have to do. If your priorities are to work on every aspect of your organization, every department of your organization, then you are bound to get burned out, and ultimately you will lose track of what are your primary goals. Whenever there is something comes up and it is consuming a lot of time and bandwidth at my end, that is the moment I try to figure out what are the things which are my priorities, and if those action and activities are not aligning with my priorities, then probably I just drop them or pass on. That is the approach you can take as well. It is difficult sometimes to avoid certain scenarios, but you can still walk through those and see what you can do, things which are aligned with your personal goals and long-term goals. And the last one will be something which is burnout is considered as a badge of honor in many organizations I have seen, and also it depends upon the cultures of the organizations as well. I have worked upon around I have worked for almost 8 9 companies, and now I can characterize each and every employee from those companies in a general concept that if somebody is coming from X company, they might have this kind of behavior. If somebody comes from Y company, they might have this kind of behavior. And I can tell you there are companies where people take this as a badge of honor if somebody is burned out working on so many things. It should not be the way people are treating it. If you are personally taking this as a badge of honor, sooner or later you are going to have a very serious health issues, and those health issues cannot be replaced by spending any money on out on those things. So my recommendation will be set boundaries, have a schedule for self-care, and then you should work upon things which are more materialistic in nature rather than a happiness driven or health driven. Those can be more beneficial for you as an individual. Always try to address burnout from your perspective, you as an individual, rather than figuring out in an overall general concept that if you are a, let's say you are heading one department in a company and you think that it is your responsibility to make sure everything grows, everything is perfect and things like that, rather than figuring out your own priorities and health and other things, then ultimately you are going to impact the growth of a company in a negative way. You don't feel that way, but that is going to happen. Anybody who is healthy and clear in their priorities, they are going to help all those organizations where they work for. Anybody who get involved in many things in an organization, they are bound to, they will feel that they are doing a lot of things. In reality, they are not doing any meaningful impact on the business. Very important parameters most people have seen have missed in their life. So these are the things which I have felt, and I normally get through every year through various phases of burnout, and then I will take some pause. I will take some probably breaks. I don't take normally no longer breaks. Those doesn't work for me. I take shorter breaks probably every week, every day, something like that, like 1 hour every day, 4 hours on the weekend, and things like that. But I never take a particular, let's say, 3 weeks vacation to just refresh myself. It doesn't work for me, and I don't think so. It works for anybody. People claim, but I don't think so. It works for anybody. People should take regular breaks, and that what you should be also doing. Let me know. Yeah, these are the things I wanted to share. Let me know if you have any feedback, comment. Love to share your experiences, your thoughts, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care.